Welcome to Reading the Bible with Pastor. Today we're on Genesis chapter 25, starting at verse 29. But we will be also moving into chapter 26. What we'll read today is about Esau selling his birthright, and also a story about how God provides for Isaac and his wife Rebekah in times of famine. Once when Jacob was cooking stew, Esau came in from the field, and he was exhausted. And Esau said to Jacob, "Let me eat some of that red stew, for I am exhausted." Therefore his name was called Edom. Again, that is referring to his red hair. Edom means, and Esau, look like the word and sound like the word red in Hebrew. Jacob said, "Sell me your birthright now." Esau said, "I am about to die. Of what use is my birthright to me?" Jacob said, "Swear to me now." So he swore to him, and sold his birthright to Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and lentil stew, and he ate and drank and rose and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. Esau, being the firstborn, should inherit all things from his father, Isaac. But here he has no care for it, therefore has no care for the promise of God. And Jacob is in no way the perfect one here. He's breaking the 9th commandment, coveting his neighbor's house, here his neighbor's possessions, his brother's Esau, and connives and works away so that he gets what he wants. We'll continue reading with Genesis chapter 26. Now there was a famine in the land, besides the former famine that was in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went to Gerar, to Abimelech, king of the Philistines. Now this is probably another descendant of the Abimelech that talked with Abraham in chapter 20, or it could be a title for the men that hold that position of king of the Philistines. And the Lord appeared to him and said, "Do not go down to Egypt. Dwell in the land of which I shall tell you. Sojourn in this land, and I will be with you, and will bless you. For to you and to your offspring I will give all these lands, and I will establish the oath that I swore to Abraham your father. I will multiply your offspring as the stars of heaven, and will give to your offspring all these lands. And in your offspring all the nations of the earth shall be blessed, because Abraham obeyed my voice, and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws." So Isaac settled in Gerar. When the men of the place asked him about his wife, he said, "She is my sister," for he feared to say, "my wife," thinking, lest the men of the place should kill me because of Rebekah, because she was attractive in appearance. Isaac is pulling the same stunt his father did in calling his wife his sister, trying to prevent himself from getting killed. When he had been there a long time, and Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked out of a window and saw Isaac laughing with Rebekah his wife. So Abimelech called Isaac and said, "Behold, she is your wife. How then could you say, 'She is my sister'?" Isaac said to him, "Because I thought lest I die because of her." Abimelech said, "What is this you have done to us? One of the people might easily have lain with your wife, and you would have brought guilt upon us." Similar to what had happened to Abimelech in chapter 20 with Abraham's wife Sarah. He took her in, and there was a disease among the people, and the women were barren. So he's recalling that similar situation that happened with his father. So Abimelech warned all the people, saying, "Whoever touches this man or his wife shall surely be put to death." And Isaac sowed in that land and reaped the same year 100-fold. The Lord blessed him. Even though that this was a time of famine, Isaac still was able to have a land and sow food and reap well. And the man became rich and gained more and more until he became very wealthy. He had possessions of flocks and herds and many servants, so the Philistines envied him. Now the Philistines had stopped and filled with earth all the wells that his father's servants had dug in the days of Abraham his father. And Abimelech said to Isaac, "Go away from us, for you are much mightier than we." So Isaac departed from there, and encamped in the valley of Gerar, and settled there. And Isaac dug again the wells of water that had been dug in the days of Abraham his father, which the Philistines had stopped, after the death of Abraham. And he gave them the names that his father had given them. But when Isaac's servants dug in the valley and found there a well, a spring of water, the herdsmen of Gerar quarreled with Isaac's herdsmen, saying, "The water is ours." So he called the name of the well Esek, which means contention, because they contended with him. Then they dug another well, and they quarreled over that one also. So he called its name Sitnah, which means enmity. And he moved from there and dug another well, and they did not quarrel over it. So he called its name Rehoboth, which means has room or space, saying, "For now the Lord has made room for us, and we shall be fruitful in the land." From there he went up to Beersheba, and the Lord appeared to him the same night, and said, "I am the God of Abraham your father. Fear not, for I am with you, and will bless you, and multiply your offspring for my servant Abraham's sake." So he built an altar there, and called upon the name of the Lord, and pitched his tent there. And there Isaac's servants dug a well. When Abimelech went to him from Gerar, with Uzzah his advisor, and Philcol, the commander of his army. Philcol is also a similar name that we read in chapter 22 when Abraham and Abimelech make a covenant. This is probably another person from the same line of descendants, or a title for that person who is the commander of the army. Isaac said to them, "Why have you come to me, seeing that you hate me and have sent me away from you?" They said, "We see plainly that the Lord has been with you." So we said, "Let there be a sworn pact between you and us, and let us make a covenant with you, that you will do us no harm, just as we have not touched you, and have done to you nothing but good, and have sent you away in peace. You are now the blessed of the Lord." So he made them a feast, and they ate and drank. In the morning they rose early, and exchanged oaths, and Isaac sent them on their way, and they departed from him in peace. The same day Isaac's servants came and told him about the well they had dug, and said to him, "We have found water." He called it Sheba, which means oath. Therefore the name of the city is Beersheba to this day. When Esau was 40 years old, he took Judith, the daughter of Beeri the Hittite, to be his wife, and Basemath, the daughter of Elon the Hittite, and they made life bitter for Isaac and Rebekah. Here we see that Isaac has received the blessing of the Lord, and God is protecting him by providing for him during a famine. And Isaac makes an oath with the people of the land so that he is protected, and they are protected from each other, as they are both strong and mighty. And we see at the end here that Esau takes a wife of the Hittites, not from the same family line as Isaac has in the past, and shows his turning away from the people, his family, and the people of God. We'll pick up next time with Genesis chapter 27, and if you would like to subscribe and share this with others so that they may also read the Bible with Pastor.